Okay, is this my Com 400 class? Is everybody here? Excellent. I wanted to start off to get everybody's attention to see if you're actually watching and paying attention. Can you all see this egg right here? I'm going to take that, smack it into my head, and I hate it when that happens, but it clears my sinuses. Okay, so we're going to start today and we're going to talk about sampling. We are going to talk about the origins of sampling, which people began to look at it and take information from gambling, because gamblers have been using sampling ideas for a long time. In fact, the Mississippi River was one place that gambling really grew during the beginning of our country. So, gambling was someplace that when researchers began to look at sampling methods, they went to try to get information, and from it they got information about representativeness and but a real understanding of two things, and that was probability and randomness. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later. I have a question for you first. You may not be a gambling person. That's good if you're not. I have a relative who loves to gamble, and I don't know that he's ever won. But I'm not a gambling person myself, but I do know some different things because I'm interested in magic. So I'm going to ask you a question. Which of the following would you have the most likely to have a probability of winning? Would it be a game of craps, which uses something like this? It's a large die, and if you've seen Casino, they with Sharon Stone, they sometimes throw that, and if you hit the lucky number, you're rich. So that would be craps would be one game. A roulette might be another. What would be the chances of that? You could look at poker, and you could look at blackjack, see if I'm missing any. Those are the main ones that I was thinking about. The answer to that would be the one with the highest probability of winning would be blackjack. You actually there is a little bit of skill involved with that. The next would be poker in some cases. Craps is terrible, roulette is terrible. Oh, slots, one of the worst ways you can lose your money if you're actually trying to get it back. But if you just want to lose it, it's a good way to do it. So those are some things that they studied early on. And let's look at a couple different things as far as probabilities. Now, if you had a coin, I was going to have a coin here, and I forgot to bring it with me. But if I had a coin and was going to decide the probability of it landing heads or tails, the probability would be 1 out of 2. And those would be the odds. Now, what if I had a die like this? What would be the probability of it landing, say, a 6? That would be 1 out of 6, assuming it's not a crook dice. They actually make crook dice. Those are not good at probabilities. What they will do is actually take one of these and they'll drill out one of the dots. That's why they have see-through dice now, so you don't put metal in it, but they sometimes drill out the dots and put something heavy like platinum or gold in it, and then it tends to fall on one side. So those would be crook. Those are non-probability dice. So those are some examples of probability. Oh, one other thing. You've probably heard about a royal flush in poker. Now, what do you think the odds are of getting a royal flush? I was surprised when I actually found out. The odds in poker of getting a royal flush are actually 1 in 4.8 million times, which is quite a lot. So we're going to stop there, and we will pick up on this on our next video.